May 30, John 18:25 to 19:22. Verse 25. Now was Simon Peter standing and warming himself. They said therefore to him, Not also you of his disciples are? He denied and said, I am not. 26. Says one of the bondmen to the high priest, kinsman being of him, of whom cut off Peter the ear, I not you saw in the garden with him? 27. Again therefore denied Peter, and immediately a cock crowed. 28. They led therefore Jesus from Caiaphas into the praetorium, and it was early, and they entered not into the praetorium, that they might not be defiled, but that they might eat the Passover. 29. Went forth therefore Pilate to them, and said, What accusation bring you against this man? 30. They answered and said to him, If were not he an evildoer, not to you, we would have delivered up him. 31. Said therefore to them Pilate, Take him you, and according to your law judge him. Said therefore to him the Jews, To us it is permitted to put to death no one. 32. That the word of Jesus might be fulfilled, which he spoke, signifying by what death he was about to die. 33. Entered therefore into the praetorium again Pilate, and called Jesus, and said to him, You are the king of the Jews? 34. Answered him Jesus, From yourself you this say, or others to you did say it concerning me. 35. Answered Pilate, I a Jew am? Nation your, and the chief priest delivered up you to me. What did you? 36. Answered Jesus, Kingdom my is not of this world. If of this world were kingdom my, attendants my would fight, that I might not be delivered up to the Jews. But now kingdom my is not from hence. 37. Said therefore to him Pilate, Then a king are you? Answered Jesus, You say it. For a king am I for this have been born, and for this I have come into the world, that I may bear witness to the truth. Everyone that is of the truth hears my voice. 38. Says to him Pilate, What is truth? And this having said again, he went out to the Jews, and says to them, I not any fault find in him. 39. But it is a custom with you, that one to you I should release at the Passover. Will you, therefore, to you I should release the King of the Jews? 40. They cried out, therefore, again, all, saying, Not this one, but Barabbas. Now was Barabbas a robber. Chapter 19, verse 1. Then, therefore, took Pilate Jesus and scourged him. 2. And the soldiers, having platted a crown of thorns, put it on his head, and a cloak purple cast around him. 3. And said, Hail, King of the Jews! And they gave him blows with the palm of the hand. 4. Went therefore again out Pilate, and says to them, Behold, I bring to you him out, that you may know that in him not any fault I find. 5. Went therefore Jesus out, wearing the thorny crown and the purple cloak, and he says to them, Behold the man. 6. When therefore saw him the chief priests and the officers, they cried out, saying, Crucify, crucify him. Says to them Pilate, Take him you, and crucify him, for I find not in him a fault. 7. Answered him the Jews, We a law have, and according to our law he ought to die, because himself Son of God he made. 8. When therefore heard Pilate this word, the more he was afraid. 9. And went into the praetorium again, and says to Jesus, Whence are you? But Jesus an answer did not give him. 10. Says therefore to him Pilate, To me speak you not? Know not you that authority I have to crucify you, and authority I have to release you? 11. Answered Jesus, You had authority, not any, against me, if it were not to you given from above. On this account, he who delivers up me to you, greater sin has. 12. From this sought Pilate to release him, but the Jews cried out, saying, If this man you release, you are not a friend of Caesar. Everyone the king himself making speaks against Caesar. 13. Pilate therefore, having heard this word, led out Jesus and sat down upon the judgment seat, a place called Pavement, but in Hebrew, Gabbatha. 14. And he says to the Jews, Behold your king. 15. But they cried out, Away, away, crucify him. Says to them Pilate, Your king shall I crucify? Answered the chief priests, Not we have a king except Caesar. 16. Then, therefore, he delivered up him to them, that he might be crucified. They took and Jesus and led him away. 17. And bearing his cross, he went out to the called of a skull place, which is called in Hebrew Golgotha. 18. Where him they crucified, and with him others too, on this side and on that side one, and in the middle Jesus. 19. And wrote also a title, Pilate, and put on the cross, and it was written, Jesus the Nazarene, the King of the Jews. 20. This therefore title many read of the Jews, for near was the city, the place where was crucified Jesus, and it was written in Hebrew, in Greek, in Latin. 21. Said therefore to Pilate the chief priests of the Jews, Write not the King of the Jews, but that he said, King I am of the Jews. 22. Answered Pilate, What I have written, I have written.